Live your life like a Kamehameha and listen as we discuss our top 7 most missed opportunities in the Dragon Ball series, which we'll be covering alongside Felipe here, because we are live in Felipe's house, and I'm Elmo. I kind of did your intro, you should say hi too.
Hello.
That's Felipe. Before we begin, I do think the audience should know what our history is with this series before we get into the top 7 most missed opportunities. That way we know, and they know, we're not just some bandwagon jumpers. We didn't just say, yo, you hear that Ultra Instinct? I want to be watching that.
Yeah. I like that Goku.
Yeah. Vegeta.
Yeah, well, at least when it comes to me, I got into Dragon Ball Z first around the shortly after the Cell games. So this is all Toonami, and I'm sure everyone's familiar with that loop that they always did right after
restarting.
They restarted, and it went from Gohan being like a teen or whatever. I guess like a young adult going to, was that high school? Or college? It was high school?
High school.
Oh, okay.
The video games ruined the naming of his age.
Oh, okay.
Calling him Teen Gohan. He was like 11 and everything.
You're right. So pretty much that's how I started there, and then I got through the Boo Saga. I'm like, this is a cool show. So then, like during early hours of the day, and other channels, I forgot which ones, they would be showing previous stuff, so that I was able to see the Frieza Saga. And then most of my Dragon Ball history, when I first started, came from the video games, because you play the exact same story every single PlayStation 2 Budokai.
Was that the same story? They had that one Krillin gets, like, Cell absorbs Krillin.
That was the spinoff of Budokai 2, and that was the thing at the end. But yeah, those were fun.
That was 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's Tiancha.
And then, of course, I went back and actually watched them fully.
Have you seen the Cell saga?
I saw
its entirety.
I saw most of it, but the majority of my Cell Saga knowledge comes from the video games. Yeah, Never really too interested in that, even though that's like one of everyone's favorite sagas. But one day I'll get to it. Remember, I did start rewatching them all, and I got to right before that.
I really enjoy when Cell is like a predator. Not in like the way we look at today. Like he's an alien predator. Like he's on the hunt.
Yeah.
There's some good pieces there.
Yeah,
and they get really nasty with sucking people up
through his
tail.
His tail.
It's still messed up. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways,
my history is somewhat similar, but except I sort of ran through a lot of like, they're on Namek, and there was just a lot of we're on Namek, and then we like hop to the beginning again, and then I missed all of Cell and Androids, and then all of a sudden Gohan was like grown up.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, this show's pretty good. He's going to high school. He turns blonde.
Yeah, man.
And I knew that the Goku does.
Right.
But so it really led to me like thinking like, and I had the video game experience as well, but like before then I was like, oh, this is the Gohan show.
Right.
He's a main character. He's even in an intro at that point in time. It was just like Gohan riding his bike and everything.
Yeah, he was the focus.
I remember the song.
Back when they had the good music.
Hey, Super has some good.
Oh,
After that first one, at least. The first one was black. But that Limit Break song, I think it's what it's called. I am gonna win.
I don't think that's how.
No, he said
don't you know I'm unstoppable?
That's the next part, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, so much hype.
But went through the video games as well. But I actually have more recently gone through all of Dragon Ball Z because my wife and I watched Kai. Dragon Ball Z Kai. No filler.
Yeah.
I've seen all that filler in my history, but no filler. She became a big fan. She loves herself some Vegeta. And we recently went through Super. I know you did like a year ago.
Yeah.
So we are well educated DBZ fans.
Yeah, and I guess just a quick aside, I did go back and watch all of Dragon Ball on the Funimation apps. I did watch all of them, even the terrible filler
I've
episodes.
not done that.
Oh,
so
yeah?
You're missing some Z, I'm missing some Ball.
Right. Yeah. And I tried watching some of GT, and I just wasn't feeling it. And then I caught it back towards the end because I wanted to see the Shenron stuff. And 17's back. He's got long hair. He looks cool. And then
I have seen GT, and 17 has a role in there as well.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. So we wanted to discuss as huge fans, that love it. And, you always kind of have something to pick at when you love something. Right. And
stuff that they could have done a lot better, especially having literal decades of time to improve on itself and learn from itself. And the fact that it still hasn't been fixed to this, especially now on Super, we feel like we should point that out and discuss that.
In an educated fashion.
Correct.
So we're going to present our top 7 missed opportunities within Dragon Ball because of the 7 Dragon Balls.
Right. and at the end, you can make a wish.
Yeah. And you can wish for more episodes about Dragon Ball. You send in the comment finger.
God.
Because, Special Beam Cannon.
Yeah, that's 2 fingers.
That's what my wife used to call it. Like, when she was like, oh, Piccolo should do the chicka. Because in the Kai, they were using the Japanese name.
The 2 episodes it takes to power up.
Yeah. So, did you want to do the quick hits now or at the end? Because we have some honorable mentions.
We can do them at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll
let's get into the meat of this sandwich.
Okay. The meat of this Namekian burger.
Oh, is it blue?
The antenna's sticking out though.
Okay.
So my, number, let's say we each have like 3 here, and then we'll have the one agreed upon one.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone knows the one we're both going to talk about.
Now, I like to think when I watch Dragon Ball, like I grew up with Gohan in a way. Mm-hmm. Like the way that those episodes were just presented. Like I thought Gohan was the main character for so long, and Buu Saga is so weird that even like looking back, like Goku, if that's like your main context, he's not really the main character in there.
Yeah, he's like dead. Actually, the whole time, right? He's got the halo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at the very end they bring people back and everything. But he is not the traditional main protagonist. So growing up with Gohan was like a really cool deal. So I feel like it's a super big missed opportunity. Dragon Ball's super big missed opportunity. See what I did there?
Yeah.
That the younger generation of Dragon Ball fans haven't had that in Goten and Trunks.
Okay, I see where you're getting there. I was like, where is he going with this? But okay.
They have made those characters smaller. And and they've undeveloped more Goten than Trunks.
Yeah, like Goten now, especially in Super, even though this is after Z, like you said, he is now a shorter person. Probably to do with the art or whoever the artist is.
I mean, Krillin's constantly.
Yeah, he's fluctuating all the time. But yeah, they made him more juvenile now. They're like even more of children than they were in Z.
They can babysit though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust that. when it's Marin, right? 18's daughter.
Yeah,
she's like, "Can I stay with Goten and Trunks to defend the island against the poachers?" And 18's like, "Okay." Like my wife was like, "What a horrible mother! I wouldn't trust Goten with my daughter on an island."
Yeah.
Apparently they were fine.
I would trust Z Goten, but not Super.
No, you're right. Yeah, they've underdeveloped those characters or undeveloped. They went backwards.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because the end of Z, like they have like those. Goten has that like more Yamcha-ish design. Like all of Chi-Chi's children. And Trunks is like, yo, that's like future Trunks, but he's grown up because he's in the future than the original time and place this setting took place. But freaking, like
they said never mind.
Super is nowhere near catching up to the end of Z.
Yeah,
which is insane to me that like those characters have aged. Like Bulma had a 9-month term pregnancy.
Right.
That whole pregnant, that was a whole situation. I don't know if you remember that with Bola being born, where Whis just like...
Yeah, he's like, I'll just take it out.
We should probably, like, in the description say, hey, spoilers for everything.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But, time has passed. Those characters are, like, teens at this point, are they not?
They should be.
And I've seen Trunks in the history, like the anime, the History of Trunks special.
Yeah.
And that
That's
dude's a little taller. And I see some people like make like, oh man, well, Goku, he was 15. He was still a little tight. And then...
Yeah, I can see that. But they didn't follow the rules later on. Because, like, the history of Trunks, he was, like, 16. And that dude was clearly bigger than Goku was.
Well, it's apparently the I think the headcanon people call it is, oh, well, depending on how stressful your life is, that affects the way a Saiyan develops physically.
Sure.
Which, sure, I guess. If you want
at this point, it's just like, I just blame, a different artist over, again, decades of the show. So I'm like, I don't think about it too much, but definitely it stands out with Little Goten and Little Trunks in Super.
And I guess, you would have to cut someone a little bit to make them up. Like when they do that 10-man team, like why didn't they have Goten and Trunks on the team? Like you needed Roshi. And granted, Roshi had a great part, and I like what they did with him in the end. But they have these characters, they have these pieces on the board that they very clearly don't know what to do with, and it's frustrating to watch. And I guess I shouldn't be upset that other people can't have what I have, but I bet there were some people out there that like would feel even more attached to the show if they grew up with some characters like. Right. We did with Gohan.
Right.
Can't have that with Goten and Trunks.
Unfortunately not. Okay.
What would you like to see? How would you fix that?
Well, you mean just going forward?
Yeah, what would you... I mean, I know the manga is not doing this at all, but...
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because, again, I don't read any of the manga stuff.
I've kept up.
Yeah, you told
spoilers.
Me. You told me that, and I just know how Super ends. So to me, it's like, all right, well, let's do a time jump. It's like, well, clearly they don't want to do it anymore because they don't want to have to age everyone up. Mm-hmm. So I think they should do a time jump. Just time jump it up.
Even a little one.
Yeah, just a little one. Hey, here's freaking 4 years later. Or not even 5 years later, and just have them be teens. I wanted to see that. I was excited when Z ended and you see them chunky Trunks and Goten looking terrible with Yamcha's Dragon Ball 1 hair. I was excited to see their antics because, like, I love their antics up to this point. They're kids, like, oh, now they're gonna be teens. They're coming of age. I like to see them start to date, and I wanted to see them go through what Gohan went through. Stuff like that. And then they just said, nah.
Have you seen GT Goten?
Yeah, he was like a nerd.
No, right? He's like a player. He's always getting dates. Goten and GT is.
Oh, I'm thinking of Gohan and GT.
Oh yeah, he's a complete nerd. Like nothing's going on with that character.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
but Goten's like, oh, I can't go. I got a date tonight. Like that kind of character, and that's cool. Like,
no, exactly.
Hey, he's living his own life.
Right.
I can respect that. Goten.
Yeah, I would love to see the build from that. Him being unsure about that stuff, and then just coming naturally to him, and Trunks is like having a hard time or something. Something.
My wife described Trunks as, when she watched, I probably could pull up, I have the quote because I have all her dumb Dragon Ball Z comments in a note on my phone, but she's like, is Trunks just from 50 Shades of Grey now? That is what she had to say about.
I don't understand.
It's just he was a businessman.
To that conclusion.
He's going up an elevator, and there was like, I think girls like clearly into him, and he was just, I'm too busy, because he was like the CEO of Capsule
in GT.
Corp in GT.
Oh, I forgot you guys watched that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I see. The thing is, I didn't watch much of GT because I just the moment they got to like robot stuff and planets, and I didn't like any of that cyber stuff. So I was like, nah, I don't like it.
I do enjoy what they do with 17, but
oh yeah, exactly. That's why I came back. I heard 17 was back
in GT. I'm talking.
Yeah,
they kind of screwed up by the end, but it is cool that he's back.
Exactly.
Which we could probably do a Dragon Ball Super. Hey, this was good. I like what they did with 17.
No, of course, but the show's clearly popular enough. People love it. So let's just talk about stuff that they can use to improve.
Yeah, let's get the dislike button clicked one more time. But when it comes to Goten and Trunks, what I would do is do a small time jump. Don't get them like show that adolescence Goten.
Right.
So that way he's not so like in theory strong that he has to interfere with their other storyline plans.
Yeah, he's still not fully there yet.
Give him a little jump.
Okay.
and have him. They got that. He's a Playboy character, anyways. Have him like, I can't. I have a date. Like, just continue that.
Yeah, just expand on it.
They already got Trunks with his 40-year-old woman love interest. She might be older.
Oh, yeah.
Is now de-aged.
Mai or something?
Mai.
Yeah, okay.
That's all weird.
Yeah.
Well, what's your missed opportunity?
Okay. So going off of the, again, me starting with Gohan thing, him kind of being the main character in the beginning for me, but I knew it was supposed to be Goku because I would see the commercials and everyone talking about it. It was always Goku on the posters and on the magazines and everything, so I knew he was the main character, but I did enjoy my stint with Gohan. Goku, I love me some Goku, but he is literally always the one that saves the day. Always. To the majority of the time. Mm-hmm. But I'll go back to... I'll come back from always. But the majority of the time, it's always up to him. So, that... What is that movie called? Resurrection F. Resurrection F comes out, right? And alright, cool. We got that Super Saiyan Blue. Everyone's talking about it.
Even though they don't build to it at all.
It just happens. There is no him learning. It's hey, look what I can do.
I literally watched Super hoping to see how they explain that. No. And they were even worse about it.
Yeah. So anyways, everyone's hyped up, right? And it's like, oh, Frieza's back. Okay, cool. I like Frieza for the most part. I'm like, he's got a new form. Cool. So everything's going off good.
Cooler.
Yeah. So everything's going good, right? And then I forgot how they got to this point, but it was Goku fighting Frieza first, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then did they have a time limit, or did just Vegeta get tired of nothing happening, and then he's like, "No, I'm fighting next." Okay. So then it was Vegeta's turn, and then since they're Saiyans, they're like they want to always fight by themselves. They never want to team up, which would solve so much of their problems if they did. But anyways, so it's Vegeta's turn, right? And he's just working Frieza, right? And then even like Goku's like, oh man, I know what you're doing. I know you saw that his his weakness or something. Mm-hmm. He said something like that. So it was really, it was gonna be kind of like a payback thing because obviously Frieza worked Vegeta in the beginning, like in Z.
That's the story.
Yeah, Vegeta's finally, Frieza killed Vegeta's freaking planet, his dad, everybody. He killed all the Saiyans.
Was named Vegeta.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like Frieza did so much to destroy all of Vegeta's life, and even destroyed him. Like he shot him right through the heart, right, with the little laser. Did he end up killing him then in Dynamic, or did he live somehow?
I think he dies and then he gets brought back. Because like, oh, bring back everyone.
Oh, with the ball. Yeah, you're right. So anyways, this is the perfect chance. Now Frieza's cowering in fear at the Almighty. And then back then it was like, Vegeta was like, I'm a Super Saiyan. And he wasn't.
I'm from the Bronx.
And this was the chance to get revenge. And then Frieza does that cowardly move, and he's like, oh, let me just blow up everything, which, again, the writers did. And then it was, everything gets blown up, and then Whis revolves time.
Yeah,
rewinds time. And then...
They kill every character. Like, every character is dead.
Yeah, which is like...
They killed Pan.
Just do that earlier. But anyways. And then, Goku learns what he has to do, and he comes back, and Vegeta's about to do the killing blow before Frieza does his thing, and Goku says, psych, and he like transports in front of him and kills Frieza, and Vegeta's like, oh, what the hell, or whatever.
I do.
And I'm just like, oh, dude, you could have just let Vegeta have this one. And it had to be Goku. Like, they had the most stupid thing, like, lined up for that to happen. And, of course, that's just the movie, but then, it repeats, but it's in the Super Anime, so... Because I know a lot of the Dragon Ball... Z movies and Dragon Ball movies aren't really technically canon. A lot of them,
the theatrical ones,
right? And this one, it was. Well, it wasn't at the time. Then Super, it bled into what Super was doing, so it was canon. So it's just like, man, this could have been it, and you dropped the ball. And that applies to
the Dragon Ball.
You dropped the Dragon Ball. Yeah, and and this applies to a whole bunch of other scenarios, but this one specifically, because I was getting so hyped in the theater. I'm like, finally, like, you know, and still, they had to do it.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, even though I don't agree with this sentiment. Just people always, I'll read online, like, which is a great place.
That could be dangerous.
When I go to my hentai forum,
okay.
I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, don't continue.
People always say, well, Goku's the main character. Of course he's going to get the killing blow. Of course he's going to be the one that saves the day. He's the main character.
That doesn't always apply, though. That is Dragon Ball logic, sure. Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't be. The
storyline made sense for Vegeta to get the kill here.
Yeah.
They took it away from before. Like, storyline-wise, if you watch, like, at least the way Kai builds it, maybe all the filler it acts different, but, like, that's Vegeta's, like, that's a big arc for Vegeta to hit. Mm-hmm. That's a milestone.
Yeah.
And for them to not give him that moment, it cheapened it.
Yeah.
And then we just move on.
I mean, clearly we see the difference in power there. Technically, Vegeta won.
Yeah.
But he didn't finish it, and they just had to have Goku go in there.
And I think people will argue us, like, oh, man, no, because Raditz was Piccolo. And
right.
However, I think part of the problem I maybe have is when I was growing up, we got a lot of those movies. Like Super Android 13 and Cooler, Return of Cooler and everything.
Yeah.
And
Dead Zone, I watched that one.
Pretty much like 90% of those movies end with a Goku saving the day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think maybe that's something that should be brought to the listener's attention if they want to like be like, oh, no, he's the main. I'm like, or he doesn't actually get that many kills. But
right.
I've seen many a film where he gets that final kill.
Right. Well, that too. But okay, so another thing, like, everyone will argue. Oh,
I just went against the devil's advocate, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What about Cell? Gohan did it. No, Goku was there helping him out.
Was he there?
He was.
He was not there. That was in spirit.
If that was in spirit, why was he using a comment?
That was like Gohan.
That's what I'm saying. Goku had to be part of the kill.
It maybe cheapened it a little bit, but for my own sake of loving Gohan, Goku was not there. That was just him having his father's like spirit inside him.
I guess, but again, he all it could have been to make that better. I love the Cell one.
Okay.
I still love seeing Goku back there. I love Goku.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just now that there's been so much more after that moment, because that moment was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, what they could have done was just have like, all right, Gohan, remember what I taught you, or something. You know, just a voiceover. He didn't have to, quote unquote, physically be there, even though it's his spirit. But he was shown there. He was there. So if it was a voiceover, then I'll be like, all right, it wasn't Goku this time. This time, I feel like it is.
If it was a true passing the torch moment, I think it would be better received by us two. If this was, all right, this is Goku's last, not Goku's last, like, hurrah, but, like, Gohan is now the main character. This is Goku giving his son the power to be the new protagonist.
Yeah.
As he does that comment. I'm literally doing a comment. I'm like, the screen that does nothing. But then I think it would be more acceptable to have that visual. But we're talking about Vegeta kill.
Yeah. No.
That's the misopportunity.
Right. But it kind of comes... from Goku being always the hero. Mm-hmm. That's what it stems from.
Yeah.
Which, again, I wish it was a lot less of.
And this should have come up maybe like 5 minutes ago in this conversation. But there's something that I really like. What I really like is, like, your attempts at doing Vegeta's voice.
Yeah.
And, like, because I do it too. Like, you've done, like, 2 different Vegeta voices in the last, like, 10 minutes. And I have one too. But it's a moment that I love. It's when you brought up Vegeta, like, being brought back after being dead from Frieza. I just love this moment. I need to say it. It's the part where the Namekians are all, like, on Earth, and they're like, oh, where's the Green Village inhabitants? And Vegeta's like, oh, you mean the guys I killed? Like, he's such a jerk. Like, what an unnecessary, like, oh, those bastards gave me that Dragon Ball. Like, such an unnecessary, like, awful moment that I would be interesting to see how that they I will just say, I think you'll like where the manga goes a little bit with Vegeta in the future. Based on what I know. It's not going to solve, I think, from what little I know.
Okay.
But Vegeta still is going to get some good moments. Which is
glad,
why it makes it even more frustrating.
I mean,
that he doesn't get a win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, his arc was good, too. Yeah, I mean, I hated him in the beginning, right? And then now he's great. This is me. I mean, this is why I bring this up. Like, I wanted him to win something.
Mm-hmm. I got to bring up my wife's comments. I have a comments list when she watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, because she loves Vegeta. Like, she was a little too interested in shirtless Vegeta in the Tournament of Power. Like, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm going to read this quote from her regarding this. It's regarding when Krillin is about to stab Vegeta before he escapes from the battle with Goku on Earth. When he first shows up with Nappa.
Oh, okay.
First of all, she thought Yajirobe reminded her of the guy from X-Men Juggernaut. It's literally a quote from her. She says, first of all, as he's falling from the earth, from a really high place before that Krillin moment happens, she says, that better be his dead body falling. Like, she was like, he better be dead at this point. Like, she despised him.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to say, Goku is the biggest, dumbest idiot I have ever encountered in my life. He let this stupid idiot with a name that sounds like vagina stay alive after he tried to kill everyone. Goku sucks. And that's like a new fan. Like, in theory, like, she just was not okay with Vegeta being alive. And now she loves him. So you would get a ton of fanfare with him just getting a dub. So it's such a missed opportunity for a nice, like, yay. Moment. Like that, just emotional payoff.
Right.
And Frieza was the one to get that one to do max payoff.
Alright, what's your next one?
Next one. Okay, I gotta go to a different note. There's some gold here. I think I read them to you once.
Yeah, you did.
But there is some gold that she had to say. Her comments died down by, like, Majin Buu era. Because then she kind of just like, oh, hey, this is the humor, this is the style.
Right. Yeah, she finally got it.
Yeah. She's like, okay, that's what... that was her first anime. She would, like, scoff. Anime, that's for babies. Oh. Okay, this one, I almost wanted to bring it up later, but it should be brought up now. The use and build-up of the character of Videl, only to be thrown like yesterday's leftover cafeteria lunch.
Who's saving cafeteria lunch?
That's what they threw it away. They treated her like such a garbage. I'll be honest, where I work, the Nacho Day, it's not bad. However, that was every Tuesday. I won't say the school, but...
Yeah, no.
At Jebediah Springfield... Anyway, elementary... No. They took this, like, wonderfully crafted, like, individual and made her go through, like, a character arc within the little moments she had. Like, her cutting her hair, like, that's a big... As Mulan fans.
Yes.
You know, when a lady cut their hair, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big emotional, like, moment. And she did it just to, like... You know, I think it was to, like, not impress Gohan, but, like, to show, like, oh, I can do this. You think you're... like, she didn't want to be shown up by him.
Right.
But she was still upset that he was, like, the golden... No, she was upset he was Saiyaman. She didn't know he was the golden warrior or whatever. Right. So... And then you get the point where, like, she's so, like... She's, like, Gohan's, like, motivation for a little bit there. With, like, just that moment where, like, I think it's when she's getting beat up by Sapopovich, which is always a weird name.
Yeah.
Like, that whole...
You nailed it.
It's, like, just an episode of, like, her just getting destroyed. Yeah. But there's that, like, moment where you see her, like, winning, and they're like, oh, man, she killed him. She's disqualified. Yeah. And then he just gets out like zombie, and then it's like another deal. But like, thing. I'm like, I remember like watching that again. I knew where it was all going, and I was like, yo, this lady's awesome.
Yeah. Also a huge Videl fan here. Again, that being the intro to the series for me.
That really was like the most like consistent.
You best believe, and keep in mind, I was young. Mm-hmm. But you best believe, man, when Gohan showed Videl how to do a key ball or whatever. A key, like
how to like to start when he was giving flying lessons.
Yo, I was trying that at my house.
Oh my god,
all
I did the same.
freaking day, dude.
And
I could have sworn I saw a spark there once, but hey, you know, I'm not.
Dude,
this was young Felipe.
I tell my wife that sometimes. I'm like, because she's like, this is like no way. But I did the same.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
I had to follow it. I did exactly.
I forgot what he said. He's like, you feel something in your stomach and you let it flow. I forgot what he said. I did that, and I'm telling you, man.
I watched it again. I
saw an Ember one.
I watched Kai, and I was like, man, I was stupid for doing that.
Yeah,
like it wasn't even that. Like,
I don't care. I don't care. I'll still try it to this day.
I do remember sitting on the floor.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, moments like that, and for it to resonate as much, it's because you really like both characters that they're building, and the fact that she was the daughter to what we see as one of the most cowardly, weakest mans in the series, and she's easily one-upping him in every single way. And
it's like this great like underdog story,
right?
And she's like a human girl, and there's been no strong female characters other than Android 18 or 7-year-old me thinking Frieza was a girl with that old dub voice. It's still a good job. It was definitely more raspier.
Yeah. I like that old voice.
Yeah, it's still good. However, they just squander her.
Yeah.
They turn her into a housewife. And it's like, I understand, like, I have some thoughts on, like, Gohan and, like, everything with him.
We'll touch on later.
But you can still, like, have your cake and eat it, too. Like, it's an anime. And some people, I work at a high school, so I'll get these debates, like, well, she's not even, she's just a human girl. I'm like, what logic are you applying to the Dragon Ball universe that can't... Master Roshi's keeping up with people now.
Yeah. No.
Like, you could do anything you want.
I would like, even the direction they took, if they really wanted to do Gohan dirty like they did, I would have been awesome to see her take up the Saiyaman. I know that she eventually dresses up as... what is her name?
Great Saiyaman 2.
Oh, okay. I would have loved to have heard, like, hey, can you take care of...
Pan?
Yeah, can you take care of Pan tonight? Because I gotta go do, like, you know, have her be the new hero. I would have loved to see that, but now...
She doesn't even fly anymore.
Yeah, I know. Nothing.
It's like, I'm getting mad about it again.
Yeah.
Like, why waste my time, like, doing that? Like, that's just mean. And I'm sure, like, the writer has Akira Toriyama or whoever else is leading that, the Dragon Ball projects, but, like, they have their reasons. I believe some of the head creators, like, I think I remember a quote from, it was an interview with Akira Toriyama, and he was like, oh yeah, I have this new form, Super Saiyan 2. And their hair is really long. And like, it was like one of the other guys on the like creative team was like, we already had a Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I forgot about that. like, so he, he's human. It's weird how just like whatever he could be about it.
Yeah.
Respect to the man. But
what a franchise.
Videl could have been like this huge anchor for the show. She's also like you say, like, she's important because she's Satan's daughter.
Yeah.
That's what a sentence.
Yeah.
But she's like the anchor that keeps that world grounded. Like, that was Gohan going to school. Like, we're seeing what the Dragon Ball life is like in like normal society. Mm. Like, she was that like kind of window. Like, in reality, like, that's a great starting off point for Dragon Ball in a way, because it makes Gohan, and that's what makes Gohan seem like the protagonist, because it's like, hey, what are these superpowered people doing in like normal society? And it's a version of the characters you never get to see, and Videl gets that like unique moment of being that window. Yeah, and then it's gone.
Yep, just like that.
Hey, she gets pregnant real good.
Oh yeah, she does. she does the dishes real nice.
God, it's that sounds awful. I'm pretty sure terrible. She's doing dishes at one point. Oh, and then like there's that one that you didn't like it, but that mini arc where Gohan is like, he gets his own episodes in Super about his movie. He's a stunt double. Yeah, and like they didn't even do anything with her there.
I know.
Like, they had this opportunity.
I liked her so much that Fighters game that came out. I'm terrible at it, and I don't like playing it because I'm not good at it. But I still want to buy the DLC, and I haven't done it yet. But I haven't said no to that idea either, and I want to buy her.
I have her.
Yeah, I know.
And she's the only one with like an alternate costume with the long hair look.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, man, like, And she's so cool to use, even though like it doesn't make sense like why she's keeping up with. Well, Yamcha's there too, but
yeah,
like
it's Dragon Ball. That's what I'm saying though. That's how much I like the character.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm willing to purchase to have her in a game. I don't even play as much because I'm terrible at it, and I won't play it. But just I want to support it because it's like, man.
I mean, compared to me, you're terrible. I haven't played it in a while.
I haven't played it in a long time.
Hey, I'm gonna get season 3 when it goes on sale.
My disc is messed up.
Really?
Yeah, I tried putting it the other day and it wasn't starting.
Oh, that's
yeah, it sucks. Another time.
All digital future. Anyway, Vidal, I'm like, I'm annoyed. I'm so angry. Like I'm not angry, but I'm like really.
I get.
I'm not in a good mood right now. Just thinking about this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
man.
so we got to move on because I'm done. It's
this
Devil.
This one I don't have too much to say on, but it
Oh, I do. I don't know what it is yet.
Okay. I'm sure you can come up with something. There isn't too much to say because I think we see a little bit of this character more in GT, but again, I didn't watch it. And I still feel like they didn't do much with him because I feel like I would have known. But I'm talking about Oob.
Okay.
UUB. Not Boo.
You'll be the best. I don't know.
Yeah, man. They built up this character so much in Z, like, oh, hey, when Boo dies.
Not much. But they give him a significant, purpose.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Goku leaves his family. He's like, I'm going to go train this little Indian boy.
Yeah. And I can't know how hyped I was with that because it's like, maybe we can see him being like a father. Well, we'll see. But anyways, yeah, man, it's like, hey, Boo dies. That cycle has to continue and it's going to reincarnate on Earth this time or something, something along those lines. And this kid's he's going to have extraordinary power. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then, to see a young boy of color, obviously.
We're Hispanic, by the way, so anything is cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, all right, there's a lot of, what are they, Asian? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of white-skinned people in Dragon Ball. So I was like, oh, you got this little kid, which I, again, love kids in the Dragon Ball universe because they usually do them really, really good. And, he's adolescent. He's not Goten. Mm-hmm. He's whatever. So he's getting there. He's a little awkward. He's very, he reminds me of Goku a lot, like, just very genuine and, like, nice, a kind soul, but obviously has all this power in him. At least so they say.
They bring him up in Super very briefly.
Yeah. Didn't they consider him to get on the team or something?
There was something like, oh, there's one guy, but he's not ready yet. Something like, it was just like a throwaway
So
line.
they had all this thing, and then Super's, Z is gonna end, and yeah, like you saw, Goku's leaving his family, he's leaving everybody to go train this kid. I'm like, yes, this next season's gonna be, it's gonna be great. And then GT happens, and they said, nah, let's put him? What did they do?
Do you know? Okay.
That's the thing. I just, all I remember is the beginning, and Goku's doing something, freaking Garlic Jr.'s there, and then all of a sudden, I wish you were a kid again.
Pilaf.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Whatever, the same.
They
same
are,
guy.
I did,
same guy.
I can see why you.
They're cousins, whatever.
This is
anyways.
cousin's roommate.
Yeah, I wish you were a kid again, and then, the whole trajectory of what they built at the end of Z is just over, and it's like, all right, let's
much like Vidal. They just throw it away.
Exactly. So it's just...
So
I was so excited to see him, and then, yeah, what did they do?
Do you want to know they do it with Boo? With Oob?
Does it become like Dende or something?
No.
Or like something up there?
So
okay.
he is not a major player at all.
I would assume. He's never in the...
He is like a TN in terms of, maybe even less of importance. Because TN at least had the Cell moment. So it's when they're fighting Baby. I could be wrong, in the comments, but I'm going to give the best general summary. It's when they're fighting Baby. He's the new DLC they're adding. Yeah. And
Baby or Baby Vegeta?
I'm pretty sure it's Baby Vegeta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Baby Vegeta 1. He's not up to 2 yet. Maybe he is. Anyway, we get this moment where Boo isn't enough to keep up with Baby.
Boo is fighting him?
Boo is involved somehow.
Oh, okay.
And Oob's just done. Oob was no shot. He had no chance.
Oh, he was fighting him too and he got beat?
And then Boo's like, you know what? We share a soul.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you and we're going to merge. And he becomes Majub. He still looks the same. He's just like a
Oh,
little
but
more
he has the vest,
Yeah.
right? And okay.
And
yeah,
then there's
I
I'm
do
like,
remember
oh my
this.
god, they're finally doing it.
Yeah.
This is the moment. Like you were just expressing your desire for it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What happened?
It's like a Gohan versus Boo situation. Like, oh, he's gonna do something.
Oh, he's all like confident and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just ends.
And then
somehow?
it just doesn't. It doesn't pan out. It's not significant at all. It's just like, man, you got rid of Majin Buu. This and this whole character that is like the end of Z.
Yeah.
I hope the mic caught that fart sound that I made with my mouth.
Sure. Man, it's stinking here now.
So like, imagine like had you had watched GT and known that
this sounds very familiar. I want to say I heard this was happening and I jumped in and I think was equally disappointed. This does, yeah. I probably tried to write it off from my mind to.
It sucks. And then like, and I appreciate the nods Super gives to him, and the manga continues. I believe like a little, like just little, like, hey, he exists.
Yeah.
Which.
So does Launch.
Yeah. Oh God. But like, obviously we're huge fans because like the idea of that is so just like interesting to us.
Yeah, something different.
So for them to, again, we're gonna squander it. It sucks.
Yeah.
I love the show. I loved Super. I loved a lot of it. There were parts where I was like, I love the filler. I do love that filler.
Super was great.
Yeah.
All of it, except for Ribrianne. Anyways.
I was fine with her. You built it up so much, and I was like, okay, she's fine.
Yeah, I did that.
So maybe that was
as a favorite.
Maybe that was a favorite, but I was cool with her. Would have been cool to see her fight in her normal form. But you know, any more oob?
No, again,
move on.
There's not much of oob.
There's
to
not
talk
much
about.
of
I was just disappointed that nothing happened.
He's like a TN level.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, dang.
But even TN has a cool move. Freaking Tri-Beam Cannon. What does oob do?
He's Majub.
Anyways, carry on.
So this one's a little. I feel like we focused a lot on characters, but I want to more focus this on a situation.
Okay.
One, and before we get to our final ones here, so this would be the 5th.
That sounds about right.
Number 5.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's from the
Toonami days.
Yeah. And I want to find the right way to phrase this, but the idea of the politics involved in the Frieza Force is one of my
Republicans
most...
and Democrats.
The Green Party! Libertarian! Anyway.
Impeach Frieza?
I believe it's Whis or Beerus. They make a comment in Super, like when they're making the 10-man team.
Yeah.
10-person team. Hey... Which, by the way, the ladies, though, it's cool for 18 to get a shot.
Oh, yeah.
I love that they did something with her. Anyway, there's a comment from, like, Beerus or Whis was like, the whole universe, you got, like, 9 people from Earth.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're right, that is, like, you have this whole universe, like, it seems like they wasted, again, Dragon Ball and Waste is just this huge, like...
Goes one and
one.
one.
They go one and one, they're hand in hand. And... there's this whole universe of like inhabitants, and we know there's Namekians.
Yeah,
there's humans. Whatever filler showed up when they were flying in Namek.
Yeah,
a bunch of orphans or something.
Yeah.
And then like, where does Frieza get all these people? What's it like? We know how bad he is, but we only saw him on like one planet. Like, what were the effects of all of like the enslavement and power he held over everyone? Like, there's this just whole like set of decades where he is clearly in power, clearly is feared. Like, even like Beerus is like, oh, Frieza's still at her, huh? Like, I remember in the Gods movie, and there's so much like potential for what is in this universe that Frieza has had an effect on. Like, you would think this, like, they called him Emperor Frieza, right?
Yeah.
Is that in the...
I'm sure that sounds about right.
What is he the emperor of?
Just the universe.
Well, what's the universe? A bunch of guys in Saiyan armor?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just... If they're going to incorporate Frieza, I hope as they continue with... Now that he's back, what were the effects of his reign and all the destruction he did. There's got to be other like Vegetas out there. Like, oh man, I was left over from the one planet. Like, I was off world at one point. Like,
yeah, so
he's got to have a lot of enemies.
Yeah, so there's like a character that like survived an explosion or something, and like just has been hating Frieza all his life. He's been working.
You're giving me like my hair is standing on my fingers. Is there hair there? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little
Maybe.
bit there.
Yeah.
Is it standing? Oh, it's standing. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know where you would fit that in, but the effect of the Frieza Force, I think they call themselves at that point. Like, where's Captain Ginyu from? Like, they do so many video games. Like, you could really expand this universe.
Yeah.
And they
see where ugly Zarbon came from.
Yeah. But like, there's all these planets and species, and the nine strongest people are all from Earth.
Right.
And that could have been placed somewhere in Super.
Yeah.
Even
if it was an aside or just like a quote unquote filler episode.
Right. So it's cool that they, hop. There's other Saiyans. There's the Caulifla and Cabba and everything. Like, they go to different universes.
Yeah, that's actually what I liked about Super, seeing all the different universes and how different they are. Why did that have to
be different universes?
Well, yeah.
You could have just made that part of the same universe. Yeah. There was ways to write that.
Yeah.
And it could be more interesting with how you can play with those rule sets. Even though I love whenever Hit would show up, it's like, oh, it's raining. There's Cyberpunk over here, whenever anything hit. I was like, this is really cool. It's like so...
Yeah, it's got an aesthetic.
Aesthetic difference that I really appreciate. But now I'm worried, like, are we ever going to see Hit again?
I hope so.
Like, what about Top? And what about all these, like, cool people?
Yeah.
I want Ribery. I'm just joking.
These dang wolves.
But it's just if they're gonna like pull the Frieza bit, because I'll be honest, I'm not as huge of a Frieza fan as I think most diehards are.
A lot of people are getting sick of him. Okay. I mean, I get it. It's a lot of them.
But if they're gonna do it, like, make him now he's a joke. Even in that Broly movie, it's like his wish was to be like 3 inches taller. Oh, which was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, that's hilarious. He's like, if I make it too big, they'll know I wished for it. that's such an
I forgot about that joke.
I did get the Blu-ray recently.
You did?
I did. It was like a weird discount. I could bring it over. I would watch it again. That art is, whew. I've seen some YouTube.
That's arousing.
No, you got the good setup. God.
Good titties.
Some cool. There's a lot of just unused chess pieces.
Of course, yeah. They definitely built a universe there, and like you said, they built like a whole political system that they just forgot or just left behind.
Yeah. It would be cool to continue seeing that. And I would assume we're going to stay within the universe. I don't believe like Hit shows up at any point in the manga yet where Super is continued. Okay. So maybe we get that, but I hope we do.
So it really is just Super still. It's not called anything else. It's still Dragon Ball Super. So it's just.
I believe the manga is called Dragon Ball Super. Maybe they'll call it Dragon Ball Super 2. Dragon Ball Ultra.
Super Saiyan.
However, another teacher told me about this. He brought up like they were doing like a game, and he was like, "Oh, Team DBZ was one of the teams the students made."
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, Team DBZ about to go Super Saiyan," and like the kids were like, "Really, Mr. So and So?"
Yeah.
It's about Ultra Instinct now. Like that kind of like stupid like. They're like, and he quoted them. He said, "Super Saiyan is the Yamcha of forms." I was like, "Dang! Whoa! What are you doing to my like heart? Like, how could you say that? Like, I wasn't even in the room, and I'm emotionally scarred. Like, how are you gonna? Super Saiyan is the Yamcha of transformations?
Nah, that's like no.
But that's what they do it.
But whatever. Yamcha is the Yamcha of Yamcha.
There is like a weird like offshoot. It's not official or anything. It's like some guy. It's like a novel someone made. Like it's pretty much fan fiction. But they're like, oh, he died. Like someone becomes Yamcha, and they try to make Yamcha the main character. Like their soul inhabits Yamcha, and they try to make him the main character. And apparently, it's like a good read of fan fiction.
I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't read it,
dude. But listen. in every video game. That Wolfang Fist.
Oh, it's cool, man.
That's dynamite. I don't know. That's
Every
not what the kids say anymore.
No.
Yo, that's on fleek. They don't say that either. But
what do the kids say?
Lit was big for a while.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yo, that's
fire emoji.
Wolfang Fist slaps with that fist.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Like even in like what's it called, Xenoverse?
Uh-huh.
I always got Wolfang Fist. That's one of my specials. The move's not very good,
man. In Budokai, because you remember in Budokai you have to do that
punch,
input.
punch.
Yeah, punch, square, circle. So that already built up a combo if you're landing it, and then the Wolfang Fist starts, and then it's just like pop, 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 and it just builds up.
Always,
it's deadly.
It's a move that I wish he would pass on.
Yeah, I know. Like Goku's like looking at, he's like, "Hey, so teach me about that Wolfang Fist."
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he has the Dragon Fist too, but like,
it's not as cool. He just flies at somebody with his fist out. He's just Superman people. Superman at freezing.
Gohan might be his illegitimate son anyway. The way he looks half the time, so just give it to Gohan.
Yeah. All right.
So what's yours?
Okay. One person. This is going back to missed opportunities for a specific character. I don't have much to say on him because we really only saw him a couple times.
Dodoria. I knew it.
Wait, Dodoria's the pink guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can Majin Buu wannabe. Anyways, no, they built up this. He was so cool. PyCon.
Oh, that's your next. Okay.
Yeah. Again, not much to say. This was I guess technically, was it a filler?
It was filler.
It was filler.
It's not in Kai. I made sure my wife watched these.
That sucks.
We watched the PyCon episodes. We had to go out of our way.
Good. I'm glad you did because
it wasn't as good. That section wasn't as good as I remember, but PyCon was still like a nice throwback feeling, and like he was cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like they put extra effort into making him look cool. Like look cool, act cool.
He's in one of the movies.
Give Goku a run for his money. Yeah,
the Gogeta movie, the Janemba movie.
Really?
Yeah,
they brought him back.
Yeah, he's in that movie.
Oh, I gotta watch that one.
I got it.
Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it over after brawling back to back.
PyCon.
But
we're referencing the music in the
promo,
by the way.
I'm sure they know. We're all fans here. Anyways.
No, if you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, please tell us. Let us know what you think.
Why are you here? How'd you make it this far? How's it going? Hopefully we convinced you.
Hope your truck ride is going okay.
Yeah. Pretty much, like I said, they just built him up, and with the effort they put into him and how cool he was, I thought he was gonna like be a surprise entry later on. Like, obviously they were all dead there, right? It was Goku was dead. Yeah. He was in the whatever. I'm sure with all these Dragon Balls, someone probably wished him back or something. I don't know, something. He found a way to come back to Earth, and it would have been cool to see him come out of nowhere one day and just save the day because I was waiting for it. Because I was waiting for that around the Buu saga, and then like, all right, what didn't happen? Anything in GT? And I remember looking him up, and I didn't see anything. And I was like, all right, so maybe in Super? And nothing. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Because I wanted more. I wanted more from him.
I didn't think about him, but that would be like if he showed up in like Super,
it just would have been like,
oh snap, Jinx.
Yeah. Again, that's really all I have to say. I just wanted more from him because they did a good job. Because there's a whole bunch of throwaway characters that Goku can fight, or anyone can fight, really.
But you can tell special focus.
Yeah, you can tell they're like, all right, this is just for this episode.
Like Caterpillar guy, I remember. There's Caterpie, I think is his name.
Oh, geez.
He's like this fat caterpillar guy. And then there's like the little water guy Goku fights. I'm just remembering.
Oh, in that little
filler.
Okay,
saga.
Gotcha. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember, but I do remember PyCon because of all the attention they gave him.
They do a little nod, like Goku's like because he's referencing Piccolo. He's like, "Oh, you wear weighted clothing too. I know a guy you might like."
Yeah.
And you're thinking like, "Oh my god,
they confused."
PyCon Pilico. PyCon
Pick.
I don't know. He's taking Kami and everything.
Yeah. Whatever.
So,
I legit thought that was going to happen. I thought that he was going to pull like a Piccolo and Nail situation. He was going to absorb him or something. But I know
why did
he
you
wasn't
do like a syringe motion? With
I don't know.
hand?
I don't know
You
what I
absorbed him. Give me that popcorn.
But he wasn't Jamaican, right? Or Jamaican.
No,
right?
he's
He was
not.
its own thing. So I guess
He's green.
he was green. That's why I'm like, well, he weighted clothing, green,
Maybe he's not as green as we thought, but he was cool.
whatever. He was cool.
He was like I could imagine him being like a hit kind of guy, as in terms of like he's like a character. He's the Piccolo of another universe. Like they could have put him in Super as that.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's really it. I mean,
so for our final, our big one here, the one that we shared most, I find it fascinating that it blends so well with everything we discussed. Like other than the PyCon one, this missed opportunity came up in like every one.
yeah.
Because it's so central to Dragon Ball and maybe even its problems.
Yeah.
But we brought it up in like, of this last 6, I'm pretty sure in 5 of them.
Okay.
You introduce it because I'm going to be angry about it.
It's our boy Gohan. Why they had to do him the way they did?
Ah.
Come on, man.
Can I start positive? Can I start positive?
No, you can't.
Okay.
There's no
You want me to
positivity.
unpositive? No, there's one element of what they do with him that like do you want me to end positive?
I'll just say
first?
this. I'll say this one sentence, and we'll start with the positives as to why this is such a missed opportunity and such a disappointment. Speaking of taking the potential of a character, like we've mentioned so far, and building up to them. But not only do they build up to them in a little season, a little arc, literally
we grew
all
up
of
with that son of a gun.
Exactly. Literally all of Dragon Ball Z. You know, Dragon Ball ends, Goku's a teen, whatever. And now and then like Dragon Ball Z starts, and you see this kid wandering around like, who is this kid with a dumb ball on his head? Like we figure out, oh, that's Goku's kid.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. And then like, you know, they do that thing with Raditz. It's like, oh man, this guy's got a crazy power level. Like only when he like cried or something.
Yeah.
Right? When he was getting
when his
mad.
emotions.
So it's like, yo, oh man. And then they drop the ball.
Okay.
So that's where I want to end it.
You make it sound so like unimportant, I would argue. Because they continue that exact feeling with the Raditz.
That's
what
I'm saying.
They do it with the Saiyans. They do it with Frieza.
And each time, nothing comes from it until Cell. And then it's like, well, here we are.
Yeah.
We finally unlocked him.
Yeah.
And then...
And
then Goku dies. And Chi-Chi becomes the parent. I blame Chi-Chi for Gohan.
No, Gohan could have... Listen, he could fly. He could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, he could have.
Chi-Chi was training Goten. He became Super Saiyan right after that.
I remember that.
Super Saiyan bargain sale. That's a great line too. Vegeta's great. He literally says that about Trunks turning Super Saiyan. But when you get that window, okay, Gohan is like Vidal. He's this point of the show where we're seeing it through a new perspective when he goes into high school. My wife still talks about when he caught that baseball in the middle of the baseball game in high school.
I remember the baseball game being fun, but I forgot what happened.
He just jumps really high in the air to catch. It's like, oh, you're out again. And it's just like, oh, he's this dope. He doesn't have like social skills, and like he was been living in the woods with his mom and like only interacting with like warriors and
right.
But he's trying to fit in. Like he's like his own underdog.
It's
like,
the fish out of water thing that everyone loves.
He's dealing with like a bully.
Yeah,
it's like, oh man, Gohan's got this jerk guy at school. It's like, and as someone who I think was in like late middle school at the time. Yeah, I was like, it was really relatable.
Of course.
Like, more relatable than Goku has ever been. And then they like build him like, oh, he's still the strongest. And then they knock him down a bit, like when he's fighting Deborah. Right. And he's like, oh, he's not his strongest. No, I don't know what voice that is, but looks like your son's not keeping up. He's a bastard.
That was someone from Game of Thrones you were channeling there. Okay.
It's like, okay, they're going to knock him down to build him back up. And they spend how long with that sword, with the Z sword? They call it the Z sword. It's called Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
Did I ever tell you the story about the stickers?
No, maybe. But they need to hear it.
Okay. All right, so this is before I got to that part of the saga. But obviously, again, I caught it during one of the Toonami reruns. I'm sure one of billions of times that they just restarted the whole thing, right? So who knows what time I came in. I was into the show, right? I'm like, Blockbuster. I would hit up Blockbuster, right? Back in the day. And they'd have like these little movie and anime books and all that stuff. And there was a sticker section for Dragon Ball Z. And I was flipping through these stickers and there were pictures of stuff I haven't even gotten to yet. Mm-hmm. So I see Gohan suited up in some cool freaking tux, not a tux. It was the Supreme Kai stuff.
That is not a cool outfit, by the way. But
well, to me it was cool because it's like, this is completely different. I'm so used to orange gi. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of it. Whatever, I like it still, but it was like something different. Like, oh, this looks important. And he had like the freaking earrings. Mm-hmm. He had his hair, and he's holding this freaking sword in these stickers, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Yeah. And then we get to the part where he's finally with what's the guy? I know there's Supreme Kai, but what's the older one? Is it just Old Kai?
They call him Old Kai.
Okay, I thought it had a better name than that. But anyways, and he's pretty much Master Roshi 2.0. Mm-hmm. He's there peeking on people and stuff, and he's like, all right, you gotta focus, concentrate, all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, it's getting there. And I'm like, wow, they're really kind of taking their time with this one.
Time.
Okay, here we go.
They build that up for a long time.
Finally, he unlocks it. I think doesn't like the sword break.
Well, no.
Oh, is that how Old Guy comes out?
That's how Old Guy comes out.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Whatever.
He does the meditation.
He figures
it
out.
It's so dumb. It's very dumb.
He figures it out, and
he doesn't even earn it.
He can pretty much be the best. He doesn't even have to transform.
He's stronger than Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, he's Mystic Gohan, right?
Which I don't think that's the official name.
No, but that's what the game's called him.
I don't want people looking it up. I've gone back, and it's awful. But I used to have I was like when I was like in 5th grade, the forums I was on, my name had something Mystic Gohan in there. What? My first ever online username, like discussing nonsense. And I've looked at those old posts like in history, not recently, but I'm like, I teach English. What the heck was I typing here? And it's like such everybody vote for your favorite character. I'm gonna do all the voting and catch. I just was complete dweeb.
You were on it.
But my name, it was Mystic Gohan was in there.
Nice.
I'm not gonna let anyone look it up, but God, because it's such cringy. Ugh. But that was my dude. I dressed up as him for Halloween. My grandmother made me a Gohan costume.
Which version?
It was when he was when he takes on the orange gi. Because I was just like, oh my God, we've hit the point. This is his moment. Yeah. And I remember being annoyed because people were like, oh, are you Goku? I'm like, no, I'm Gohan. It's so tough.
Who's that?
I then realized one part of the costume I never thought about, the shoes. I just wore sneakers.
Oh,
and I didn't think about, I was 6th grade, I think, at that point.
Dude, I was Charmeleon one year, all right? And I had sneakers too, okay?
Did you cross your arms and go, man, a lot?
I tried to do the pose, that weird, yeah. Anyways, yeah, man.
And I want to see a picture of this.
I can find it.
Dude, I tried
it's not a good
going
costume.
Blonde in high school. I try, my hair, I'm pretty sure is slightly modeled off of Gohan, what I've done with my hair in life. Even now, I part it up in the front.
Yeah.
And I'm Puerto Rican. I will never have Gohan's hair. But a lot of my sensibilities and the person I am, it's very Gohan based. So I did try to go blonde, and it wasn't because of Goku turned Super Saiyan. It wasn't because of Vegeta, even though Vegeta looks probably the coolest as a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But my favorite look. What's your favorite Gohan look? What look do you love the most of Gohan? Because you mentioned the Supreme Kai one. It was just so different and cool.
Right. Honestly, I really like how he looks Super Saiyan. The very first time he turns it, where his hair kind of looks like Goku's, and it's cut. It's has that hard cut.
Oh, not when he had the long hair and he turned for briefly. You're talking about when he leaves the chamber.
When he leaves the chamber, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what he looked like when he had the long hair.
It's a weird, cool, it's almost oh man, I'm looking behind the curtain. I'm not supposed to see this. It's a cool quick image.
Oh man, I gotta look it up again. It's been a while,
but
I like that.
That is a cool look. Yeah.
I like the Super Saiyan because it's so different. Everyone has the straight up hair with the Super Saiyan, and then I just see that and it's oh okay, that's kind of neat.
I'm getting goosebumps again. When he walks out and he's just this calm little kid Super Saiyan. It's what a bad mother fudger. Like, he's so cool. Like, I wanted to be him.
Yeah.
I to grow up with that, and I think it sucks that, like, because I work at high school and constantly I had to defend Gohan.
Oh, okay.
Because he's, Gohan sucks. He doesn't even train.
Yeah, he does now, but you gotta understand.
Yeah, no. Like, you showed me that meme.
What, just now?
Like, Facebook was listening to us, like, prepare for the podcast here.
Yeah. The podcast, of course.
The podcast.
The podcast. Educated discussions. Yes.
Quite.
Okay. The meme said something like, this generation doesn't know how cool this kid was. Yeah. And it was Gohan. But they used some terrible pictures. Anyways.
He was like my idol as a kid.
Yeah, dude. And
Trunks, too. Trunks was cool.
Trunks was pretty cool. And then, so then when they had the history of Trunks, you see Gohan and Trunks.
Oh my god, yeah.
Isn't it the coolest thing?
And he visited his arm.
So good, man. Yeah, so, and then a reason I like Gohan a lot too, especially during the high school time, again, being the bumbling idiot and like trying to figure things out.
Whoa, these water bottles are so heavy. Like something dumb. I don't know. I just imagine that. He's fumbling with like a water bottle.
Yeah, trying to like not to show his strength.
Yeah.
It mimicked what I really liked about Goku being so genuine and nice, but he wasn't an idiot. Like Goku has been.
He had to get high SAT scores again.
No, exactly, and I think that was for the
highly
best.
educated university here,
right? Because sure, and he would have the best discussions.
Because he missed one of the tournaments for a conference once in Super.
So, anyways, that's why he was just so good. And then again, like, and then it like almost paid off. Like he got to the fight, and he was
we kind of stopped when the Boo part happens. Like we didn't just. I mean, people they already know, but
yeah, of course. But like he comes back, right? He's Mr. Gohan, and he's it's Evil Boo, right? The tall one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what.
And the way he like talks smack.
Yeah, he's so cocky, and he's just.
And you get one full episode. Of him being who you wanted for
this. This is it. This is the Gohan we've been waiting for. He gets absorbed, and then that's it.
No, Gotenks gets absorbed, and then he loses to Boo Tanks or whatever they call him.
I thought he got absorbed also.
No, it's after Boo. He goads Gotenks into transforming.
Right, he absorbs Gotenks,
and then Then he's beating Gohan.
Man, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's like it's so brief, and like when my wife watched it, like she was just like it was so deflating. Like she's like, oh, that. She's like, Gohan sucks. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He does.
No, he does.
It was such a. That is the biggest mistake, and I'm not saying he needs to be the main character, but to like
but that's what the show needs. Just some. He was the main character for that part of the season, and that's what the show needs. Every now and then, just focus on somebody else.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Touch up on Goku every now and then. Obviously,
I won't touch up on Goku. He don't even kiss his wife. That's like
hey,
think about like that. You like the Goku genuine.
Yeah, I like how
genuine Goku now is. Wait, what? He'll just kiss the girl. And you never kissed your wife? I don't. And my Vegeta voice is different every time. But I can always do that. Like, I killed them. Like,
I don't know. You're kind of losing it. The first time it's good. The first time was really good.
I'll edit it. I'll just I'll splice in the old audio right there. Anyway. I'm Vegeta. But for them to, what they find like genuine and heartfelt now, that it is no longer there.
No, I know.
I like Super, but it seems like the heart has gone to Vegeta. So it's extra annoying that like think of like his relationship with Kaba, and like he saved him for the tournament and getting eliminated. He's like, no, you go out with some pride. You're not losing like this.
Kaba,
the Universe 6 Saiyan.
Oh yes, yeah. You're right.
Like, they do like that's where the heart is gone.
But then they do other things where I'm like, oh man, I don't know if they're really working on Vegeta as much anymore because like they kind of have him be a fool and like start dancing in front of everybody to make sure Beerus doesn't get upset.
I did like that moment.
I loved it.
It sold Beerus as like, oh, this guy's
no, exactly. If you got Vegeta acting the way like they definitely, but it's like. But I feel like even then, Vegeta wouldn't act this way. So I was concerned with that. But no, yeah, exactly. They move past that, and then, he's being all cool with Cabba and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
that relationship is... It's like a great... Like, it's a father-son kind of deal. Like, he's nicer to Cabba than his own son. I don't know. He went on that amusement park trip with him.
Yeah.
That was nice. But, like, it's like almost like a surrogate son. Like...
Right.
Just,
but anyways, yeah.
That's where the heart is.
We can go back to Gohan.
And it seems like that's where the Gohan charm went. But to end positive, I didn't cry. And I didn't even like start getting like teary-eyed or anything. But there was a moment in Super with Gohan where like I felt emotion in my chest. Like, and I'm being real
in
here.
Super?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was the part where
so you just watched it.
Trunks is talking all this crap about this is Gohan?
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're saying.
He sucks, bro. And I remember thinking, like, he maybe a little does kind of suck. But then you like see him playing with his daughter, and he's like, "Hey, Trunks, can you watch Pan real quick?" And Trunks is like, well, "I don't know what to do with this baby.
Yeah,
I ain't holding the sword. I don't know what I'm doing." and then Trunks like leaves, and he's like, he like leaves with like a lesson, and he's like, like this is perfect. Like the Gohan I knew, like he died protecting everyone he loved. And then he had no one else left. And then he still died to protect me. But this is him, like, getting to live the life he always wanted.
Right.
Like, this is a happy... Gohan didn't have to lose his arm in this fight with the androids. Gohan got to have a wife and a kid and be, like, happy. And that, like, as a father now, like, that was just like, oh...
Yeah.
And then they, like, top it off. Like, they don't address it ever again. But there's a part where he's leaving in the time machine.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the Goku Black arc, and Gohan and Piccolo like show up right at the end. Like I don't know if you remember this at all, but that's when like my chest felt this like emotion. Like Gohan gets like the final goodbye before he teleports.
Yeah,
and I'm like all in that like 10-second bit, like all those emotions of like that goodwill, like that I mentioned in the part I brought up just now. Like maybe I told the story in the wrong order, but like. I felt emotion in my chest. I was like, my heart wanted to melt. I'm like, oh my God, Gohan is freaking awesome. Like, he's living like his best life.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do all the stupid
he didn't technically have to appease to what we want from him. He got what he wanted. Yeah. That's ultimately more important.
He's a good father. Yeah, no, it's frustrating, but that little addition.
I get what you're
saying. Bye to Trunks. Like I think I've said this like 4 times, but like I'm getting kind of goosebumps right now. Yeah, because like I think it's again I'm a father now.
I think you might be coming down. With
becoming Gohan. I'm Gohan. I am Gohan. Just
look at me. I am the Gohan now.
In many shows I've watched, I can't think of anything recently, at least, that has affected me the way that little Gohan bit did. Of, like, sad happiness. And I don't know if that's the right word, but, like, genuine, like, my heart has melted feeling. Not since I met my wife and married. I'm just joking. But, like, it had that feeling of, like, oh.
Yeah.
Like I probably could have cried at that moment.
Yeah, if you let it happen.
If I really wanted to push for it, like I could. It's just, like even right now, like I'm feeling like I definitely sound awake. I'm not like the other podcasts where I'm sleepy sounding. Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to end positive there. Like
no, of course.
Even though
ultimately
it sucks,
they found a way to kind of put a little bow on the disaster they caused.
He got some moments in Super.
He got some, I guess.
Not as much as he should. He was the team captain
that
no one listened to, ever.
No, of course. But the fact that they, Goku chose that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It kind of felt like hey, here's your medal. Here's
the I'm sorry I haven't been there for you for a good chunk of your life.
But when he got that, like my wife would like make fun of him, like, he's a team captain.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You respect that man. I'm so defensive about Gohan, like.
Yeah,
because they really like they told a story and then abandoned it. But I was there for that story. I grew up with that story. We've said it a bunch of times. We said it some point 1, missed opportunity 1.
Yeah.
But we wanted to do some. Did you have anything else to add with Gohan?
No, that was a good way to end it. Yeah, we got our frustrations out. We clearly showed our fandom for him and why we wanted more from him, but we ended it in a good spot. You want to just kind of
let's do like a quick like, hey,
Honorable mentions?
Yeah, honorable mentions.
Okay.
I think we each have like 2 or 3. So we want to go into these quick.
Okay.
Number 1. Golden Frieza is whatever. Like, I really like Cooler and his like xenomorph transformation.
Well, that was pretty much... Wasn't that pretty much Frieza Form 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was Cooler. And I'm not trying to make fun there. It's cool.
I never know when this conversation comes up.
When his mask comes up, because he looks kind of weird with his like dark lips, and then goes. I remember the first time I saw that moment, I was like, "Whoa, this is cool!" And for them to like not like can just use that, like bring him in Super, put him in. You put Broly, just give Cooler something.
Yeah,
just a little something. If you could acknowledge he exists.
Well, he came back again. He had 2 movies. Revenge of Cooler, right?
Something like that Metal Cooler movie is
was not good.
The Team 4-Star adaptation. I don't know if you've seen any of those. Like the Dragon Ball Abridged.
Oh,
they do some good with it.
Oh boy,
there's good.
Okay, I gotta watch
check
that.
them over those. They at least do the movie specials. Like they do versions of that. It's really good. But Cooler, it would be cool.
To see Cooler.
At least to get that Xenomorph form. And I think in Dragon Ball Legends or Heroes, whatever that thing is called, there's like golden super Cooler, like, and Gogeta fighting Vegito nonsense. That weird show. Yeah. It's just a card game tie-in.
Been telling me that, and I'm like...
It's like golden super Cooler. Like, he's in there.
Okay.
What's yours?
I just really wanted more of Goku kind of becoming a better father.
Yeah.
and not so much like obviously all of Z and well, I guess pretty much just all of Z, like he was never really there. In Super, I really wanted like a little like acknowledgement of that, and maybe even just actually I want to say he actually talk to Piccolo about that. Didn't he say like you were more of a father than I was?
There is a weird like little comment.
I wanted that, but on a slightly grander scale. I wanted Piccolo to call out Goku for that, not Goku bring it up,
like in an angry way.
Yeah, just something. Just I don't know. I don't have the specifics of it.
You do kind of get that in Cell when he gives like Cell a sensu bean or something. And then Piccolo's like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, Gohan's getting his butt kicked. He's not you. Like he understood his son more than Goku did. And he's like, of course he's not winning. He's not a fighter like you. He doesn't want to be out there. More of that, but you're saying like another...
Yeah, I want another instance on it, and then just have Goku like acknowledge it on a grander level than he ever has before. And just be like, yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really screwed up. I put my training above all that, So, because, again... That's my favorite part of Goku is just how nice he is. To see this character with such strength and just see him be this awesome person to an extent, but not, he still puts training above everything else. And I feel like just seeing him acknowledge that, kind of apologize in a certain way, and maybe even do something really extra special for
humility.
Chi-Chi. Yeah, just something special for Chi-Chi. Just like, I don't know, like, she knows this tournament's about to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Like this whole thing, like they have to leave, get everybody, and go to the big world tournament. And then all of a sudden, Goku shows up, and be like, "Hey, you want to spend the day together?" Just something.
Yeah.
God, that would have been so good. And it's just they don't do it, and that's just something I wish they did. So they're just something like that. And then of course I kind of touched up earlier. My other one's just Goku becoming a little smarter. Like they just make him like dumber and dumber as the show progresses, and like. He has some pretty
Chi-Chi?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. And I was waiting for that. Just kidding. How do you think I made Goten or something? I don't know. That might have gone a little too far.
You think he's the option? She's the Yancho?
Yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah. What you got? What are your little... I got one more actually, but go ahead.
Yeah, I have one more after this.
Okay.
I think we had 3 hit honorables, but the way Super went, it really seemed like Top was gonna be the main villain in a way. Like they build up Top, and Jiren's just not as interesting of a final foe.
Yeah, because he doesn't say anything the whole time,
and then he finally does, and his story's like it's not like it's that interesting. And some people have argued like like that's good in the end. It didn't come off like fake. It was like, no, he's just a dude. But it seemed like Top's story, and he's like becoming the god of destruction. Like they really overused that Hakai energy. Like it doesn't. Anyway, Top. I feel like Top should have been the final foe.
Okay.
Yours. Unless you have something.
No. Just when touching on that, I didn't like Top.
Okay.
He was definitely more interesting than Jiren.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that. But I do like how these. I don't know. It's hard because I'm kind of contradicting what I just said. But I do like how Jiren just doesn't do much the whole time. They're like really. It just makes him more like scary because it's like, why didn't this guy do anything? Are they really just saving this guy for this reason? Like if it really comes down to it, this is the secret weapon. And then of course, obviously, it was quite a match that happened from it, but that was to his detriment. He just didn't have much to do.
My situation with Top here is they kind of like write their way out in a corner and then jump out, like retcon it midway through. But like when Goku's the reason the tournament happened, and then freaking the Zenos are like, oh, we were gonna do this anyway. Goku just made it happen like sooner. We were planning this. You actually have a fighting chance. We were just gonna wipe you all. It's like that is not what you said 20 episodes ago.
Right.
But Top, like you see him like just he's at that like bar or whatever. Again, I've seen him more recently than you, but he's like at this bar, like just like, man, we gotta get this team together. Like he's like a leader, and the people respect him, and he's just trying to do a good job. And then like he's constantly like Goku's like, hey, you want to fight? Let's do this. And Top's like, don't you take this seriously? Like, this is all happening because of you. Like he's like the opposite of Goku.
Right.
Like, he's fighting for like justice.
Yeah.
Versus
Goku
fighting
and,
for.
And he's not taking the situation lightly. He's looking at it. He's like, no, like you understand that you'll die if you lose, and not just you, literally everyone you know, like your whole entire universe.
Yeah. Like if you want
this isn't. We're not mixing around here. Like, yeah.
If you want to take Goku as the main character, Top was I think the true antagonist here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, they definitely built it up as such, and the journey
they like building up, and it's very pro wrestling.
Dragon Ball. My last one is just I touched up on it earlier. Just GT in general. Big missed opportunity. The whole series was to me.
I love the way they handle like the this is one I almost added. I can sneak it in here. The use like the return of monkeys and everything.
Yeah. The Zarus and didn't Bulma like she created some like machine to get
that's dumb. That's dumb.
To get the tail back out, right?
Yeah,
and then
the Blutz waves.
Oh my god,
it's very contrived.
But... Yeah, so all that it's just like they had some cool ideas sprinkled in there, but I know people love to hate on the GT, and I don't want to jump on that bandwagon, but I just really didn't.
Do you ever hear the rap intro though? Mr. Grand Tour.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I did like it as a kid. I got back to it, so I was like,
yeah.
This is...
I do remember liking it as a kid, and again, I was so excited for a second, and then it just... once, like I said, they left Earth, they were on a ship, him, Pan, and Trunks, who was younger, and then all of a sudden, they get to that world that has all like the robots, and like I remember robots like melting through like the walls, and like
they try to bring like the original Dragon Ball spirit, like we're on an adventure.
Yeah, and it just wasn't good. And then then I heard about the baby stuff. I'm like, okay, Vegeta's got cool. All right, whatever. And then Omega.
And the reason why Baby hates them is actually really interesting as well.
I forgot. I didn't know.
I think it's the Tuffles. Like his race was wiped out by the Saiyans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember something like that. Yeah. Again, a lot of this came from the games.
There are some cool bits in there that I like when Super tried to incorporate them. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I really like when they like with bringing 17 back.
Yeah.
That was cool. I'm sorry, that is really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Better than what GT did.
Yes.
But I will say GT does have some nice like little character moments. Like you should look up the scene where Vegeta shaves his mustache and why he shaves his mustache. Like
I remember the scene. I don't remember why though.
like his daughter calls him out on it, like you look lame, Dad, and like,
Yeah,
he
that's
really
what it
cares
was.
about his daughter.
Yeah.
There's one also like really good Vegeta Goten where he's like, "Oh, nice shave," and she's like, it's like, "Shouldn't you be training? Don't worry about me," something like that.
Yeah.
It's just the nice little moments that. But he's not a main player in that show.
No.
Lame. It's lame. Missed opportunity, but Gohan's bigger.
Yeah.
and
Anything else you got?
Just, I always hate when people think like, oh, these guys could never be stronger. They're not like how they like the power gap is so big. Like, oh, like think about it. Like when we were doing power levels, like what's Goku now versus like Piccolo?
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Not even
astronomical.
Yeah.
Like the amount of multipliers, and then he turns Kaioken Ultra Instinct or something
Yeah.
one day. But
Not Kaioken Ultra Instinct.
and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make the
Kaioken.
red and white. Then the blue America. Oh, he already has Super Saiyan. Anyway, but my point here is the use of the Super Namekian. Like Piccolo was at one point the top guy for a very brief amount of time. For them to not just do anything with him,
Yeah.
really, it sucks.
Piccolo, yeah.
He'll get random power boosts out of nowhere, but like,
I'm saying absorb PyCon, man.
yeah.
Could have done something. But
And one I didn't bring up, I did seem to have an extra one, was just Raditz is Goku's brother.
yeah, they
Do
just
something.
like
You can do anything. Like, come on. Anyway, but any final bit there with any addition or anything? We don't need to talk about Raditz.
No. I love Dragon Ball.
I
This whole little complaint session we have comes from a place of passion
And love.
and love.
Yeah. And then, so watch Kai, and then you can then get the reference I made at the beginning. Live your life like a Kamehameha. It's in the theme song for Kai.
Ah, okay.
My wife loves that theme song.
Okay.
It's
I know Super theme song, but I get it.
the second one, not the first Super theme song.
You're right, yeah.
I skip it every time I get to that part. It's like, I'm done.
Okay.
It's cool series.
Yeah.
Defined a lot of probably who I am today.
Yes.
It weirdly,
A lot of
in
people.
a way, I probably don't want to like probably openly admit, but like
Well, you
I
kind
am
of did a little
pretty
bit.
sure the reason I do the way my hair is I do done the last like 10 years is like just that Gohan influence.
Right.
I love Gohan. He's my waifu. My wife likes Vegeta. You seem really into Launch. You brought Launch more than any other person in 2021.
I like Launch, man. She was cool for a second.
So Attack
no.
on Titan. Anyway.
All right.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. We hope you enjoyed. If you want more, we don't ever do anime.
Yeah. We'll see how this one does in
Yeah.
comparison to the other
Yeah.
videos we've been putting out.
I want to talk some Attack on Titan. If we can make that happen because of podcasts, I'm in.
Okay.
I like my hero. You know.
Once I finish with my shows,
Yeah.
which I'll finish a lot quicker than you will with yours, I will definitely get on Attack on Titan because I keep hearing that from everybody.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you again, everybody.
See you later.
Keep it educated.